One. Welcome to the JimBob Sports Jamboree, brought to you by the Window Store. Tyler Ganz is in the house, along with the superstar Mike Morris, the legend, Vikings legend Chuck Foreman. Well, Mike's a legend too, and the legend of the TV screens, Jim Rich from Fox 9 is with us. I'm Bob Sansevere, and Chuck, Tyler, superstar Jim. It is here, finally. The NFL season is upon us. The Vikings close out this first week Monday night against the Bears, but there should be a lot of great games before then. Chuck, which games are you looking forward to this weekend other than the Vikings game? Do you have any that you're really...
Not really. I'm not really. I'm just excited for the season to see, it's just going to be the first game. It's always... The first game's always one where you're checking every team out. So we'll see where it goes. We know that Kansas City will probably be where they need to be for the most part. The Vikings, for me, is the one that I want and that I'm really interested in because they've given so much to J.J. McCarthy so soon without any proven, he hasn't proven himself yet. So
did in college.
What?
He did in college that a guy could play.
I didn't really think it was all that. I thought they had a great running game in college.
He won a national championship.
Yeah, but the team did that.
He didn't hurt it.
So did the Michigan punter. He won a national championship, too. He's got a ring.
Good for him.
Same as JJ.
Well, I'm hoping he does well. Don't misunderstand me, but I'm saying they put a lot on his shoulder so soon. So the best thing is that offensive line better be dominant, and that run game better be really good in order to take away that pressure on J.J. McCarthy.
Now, Mike, what do you think? Because you obviously, when you played, Robert Smith was the running back. Leroy Horde, too, right?
Correct.
And Robert got most of the carries.
Oh, yeah.
But is that what you see this as, where Aaron Jones gets most of the carries, but we'll see Jordan Mason in short yardage or goal line situations where he'll be – that's sort of what Leroy did, right?
Leroy was – I think the quote went, if you want 5 yards, I'll get you 3. If you need 3 yards, I'll get you 4. I'll get you 4 yards. But he was good for 4 yards. That's what he was telling the media, is that no matter what you need, I'm going to get you 4 anyway, no matter what. But he was the guy. He was the backup and the guy that would rest Robert Smith. Then also, we had an offensive line that could block like no other, so you never had to really worry about what was going to happen in the running game. I think that they will balance the running game with the passing game. I don't know if it'll be run, although there'd be a lot of sense in doing that until JJ finds himself.
Well, if you remember last year, Bo Nix, people look back, had a great year. He had a rough start to the year. It took him 3 or 4 games to get into a flow. That could be happening, too, with McCarthy before he really hits stride. But I think he's going to, because I do like this. I like that two-headed monster they got with Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason.
Yeah, Mason from San Francisco, a really good player, solid player. But I think it'll be Aaron Jones as much as he can take, whatever dose of carries as he can handle, and then, of course, be rested by Mason. But I think it's going to, the thing they're going to have to be able to find out, and soon, is what JJ is all about.
But I still think that those 2 running backs are home run hitters.
I do too.
That's not
I do too.
3 yards in a cloud of dust or 4 yards. I think each one of them can break it.
I totally agree with you.
Now, Jim, you these guys were still young. I was living in Jersey. You watched Chuck play, but there was no 2 running backs when he played, right? No. I mean, in the league, it was a running back, and then if you got hurt, then the other guy stepped up. You had guys in the backfield with McClanahan,
right?
Probably famously in the Oakland Raiders, the Super Bowl, he got the ball. But
right.
I mean, did you carry the ball 90% of the time?
Most of the time, caught it or ran it or catch it. The offense ran through me. No doubt about that.
Yeah, well, of course it did. You led the league in receptions one year,
right.
And you had a 3 or 4 year period where you led the entire league in catches as a a fullback, not just a running back.
As a fullback. Yeah.
So that's a whole other world there.
I know. It's crazy. Chuck, we look at a lot of the footage is popping up. Mm-hmm. We see it all over the place. I mean, some of the situations you got into, it's like, oh, he's not coming out of that. And you emerge from the other side of 4 would-be tacklers. I mean, Did you, when you watched the film back on a Tuesday when you got back in or Monday, were you like, oh, how did I get through that?
Yeah, I often said, dang, how did I do that? but it's amazing what you can do when you got people chasing you like that. Because, it can hurt a little bit every now and then. But for me, and being gifted as far as being able to, I could read a defense pretty much, and a player, I can pretty much give them I had some escapability, let's say.
Right, the elusiveness was crazy. So did you look at, like if it was one-on-one or two defenders, did you look at their head, their eyes, their hips? What did you look at to try to figure out how I'm going to figure out a way through these guys?
Generally, what I always read was the middle linebacker and the linebacker to the side, whether he be strong or weak. And depending on which way the middle linebacker went, I definitely concentrate on that one outside linebacker in the pass game. In the run game, if that was the case, pretty much we had some good blockers as a running back, and then, of course, our offensive line. But I was able, once they would engage a guy, I could pretty much get rid of them anytime I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it knowing the defense would be schematically what you would know going into a game and seeing how they line up alignment-wise. But in your case, how much of that is knowing defenses or is it vision? Because the great running backs...
run vision is the number one thing. Don't misunderstand me. What you see, what I see running the ball is definitely not what you see, up in the
I agree.
Booth or wherever. But, once you get going and your eyes are watching, and once you see that opening, boy, you better go. I learned real quick. That, once you make a decision, it better be full speed. And if it's not, you're in deep trouble. And that's why I don't understand when I watch some of these teams and when they bring the ball back to the back is waiting for the quarterback to bring the ball to them.
Yeah.
They have no momentum going forward. So your ability to escape a guy is limited because you're not even going full speed.
Chuck, when you played, because you obviously had the ultimate scrambler in Fran Tarkenton, and I think, correct me here because I could be off on this, but it takes a special type of person like you were to know where to go and where to be, because I think that's part of the problem. Like Patrick Mahomes, I don't think DeAndre Hopkins last year lost his skills. I just didn't think he realized that he had to be moving all over the place, and Rashee Rice got it. Certainly Travis Kelce gets it, and Xavier Worthy figured it out. But I think DeAndre Hopkins, people think he's over the hill. He may be fine now with Baltimore.
Well, I think he might be. I know when I first came here, the one thing I learned really quick with Fran Tarkenton, always stay in front of him. So because he's going to just keep moving when he's moving. Because he'll see you. He'll find you.
Did you have to keep moving when he moved? Or?
I moved when he moved.
Where he moved, I mean. He went right.
He went right. I was just escaping everybody to stay in front of him, so he could see. And he could pick the guys that he wanted. He had that. He was unique in our time because he was the only one really doing it like that.
You might have put more mileage on than any running back in history when you think about all the
running around,
just running around like that.
Yeah, but it was enjoyable. I mean, when you have a guy like that, and you got to remember back in those days too. You didn't have the earphones in your ear and the coaches calling the plays. It was him. Identifying defenses, making the changes, and you have to make that change with him, and you got to identify and react, real quick. So it's a big difference now than back then. But Fran was a creator, no doubt.
Did he talk early on? Did he pull you aside and say, "Hey, listen, you got to do it this way," or you just figured it out? You had to do it this way.
No, I remember one time he says, "Look, when you make your decision, like to turn it up." Just turn it up full speed, because I remember once or twice I probably was in the middle of a line just trying to juke a guy. He says, don't worry about that. Just get rid of one and go forward.
And that's worked.
And it worked, yeah.
Sure, it'd be sweet to have you on our team now. Man, am I excited about this game, though, coming up. I'm just so jacked.
You're back? You're back in? A couple weeks ago, you were kind
of
backtracking a little bit.
I think this is going to be a close game. I mean, first of all, they destroyed their field. You heard about this, right? Like, they put Coachella out there, some freaking concert.
Yep.
Well, Oasis was there.
5 nights of concerts
on
Soldier Field.
They're doing this on purpose. We're going to come out there and slip all over hell, right? We got a whole bunch of guys that that are banged up. I'm telling you, it's going to be a closer game than we think. I think we're going to win because of our defense, though, and running game. I'm with you on this one, Chuck. I'm telling you.
Well, Tyler, the window is open for the Vikings to win. Windows, the window store. What deals you got cooking?
Hey, I'll tell you right now, seriously, we still have this $25,000 giveaway going. I asked the marketing department what they want me to talk about today. This is a real deal. I want to make sure everyone knows we're giving $25,000 away the week of Thanksgiving. We had a few applicants come in through the state fair, but not unwinnable. Like, this is a real deal. I mean, it's your best chance to win $25,000. Better go to the casino, I can tell you that. So go to windowstoreinc.com. You can register right on there. Windowstoreinc.com is the best way to register. We're not going to beat you up over anything and try to get out to your place and do anything crazy. It's a real giveaway. We're trying to give somebody $25,000 in any of our services: windows, siding, roofing, doors, kitchens, whatever we do. It's your choice. You pick it. We put it in.
Check that out. Meantime, check this out. The JimBob Sports Jamboree. Take a quick break and be right back. You're back with more of the JimBob Sports Jamboree with Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, another legend, the superstar Mike Morris, Tyler Ganz from the Window Store, Jim Rich from Fox 9. I'm Bob Sansevere. And Mike, a lot of people getting ready for the Vikings game. Maybe they want to build a bench to watch games or build a seat or something.
They might.
If they need to do that, I think there's a few places they can go.
There's a project place or two, actually, or four. Because Ace is the place with the help for hardware folks. And you can find 4 of those that are owned by the Polichis, of course. 4 Ace Hardware stores, one in Zumbrota, another one in Farmington, another one in Rosemount, last one in Egan. They've been in business for 30-plus years. Stop in there if you're nailing benches together. Number one, you shouldn't pick up a nail or a hammer if you're me and start thinking you're going to build a bench that you would want to have company over to sit in, because it'll fall through, especially if you have really big company like I do. But don't do it. Have someone else do it. Go to Ace, and they'll help you find everything you're going to need for that. They've got the DeWalt power tools, $30 off of the select 20-volt DeWalts, $20 off the 20-volt select Craftsman. They've got Kensington paint. They've got Benjamin Moore paint. They've got Weber grills. For God's sakes, you can take that back deck to another level. Just fill it up. They got the Yetis down there. Put a cooler together, throw the big green egg out there with a Weber and a Blackstone. You got it all made right there. All from Ace Hardware. And if you don't like it, then there. So what? I told you, didn't I? Get on down there and do it the right way. Zumbrota, Farmington, Rosemount, Egan, Polichis, Ace Hardware. Okay? Tell them the superstar Mike Morris sent you.
And to get there, if you need a bigger truck, there's only one place to go for that, right?
There's only one place to go. The rest are garbage. Okay, so you either have a really big truck and you want to go to a gigantic truck, or a smaller truck, but you size down, scale back. Well, they've got all the trucks out there in the parking lot. Everything from Detroit is made and sent directly to Dodge of Burnsville. They have all of them coming off the mass conveyor belts straight onto the parking lot. No, they don't. Just kidding. But they have a lot of trucks. They have a lot of trucks over there. They have hundreds of trucks, and I do mean that. So if you're looking for a big Dodge Ram, they are the king of Ram. They get all the trucks because they're allocated more vehicles because they sell more vehicles. Okay, so you get down there, cars, trucks, new or used, they have you taken care of. Adam Saba, his father, Mark Saba, would be the ones to contact to get down there and make an arrangement to see some of those cars and trucks. Great service department, 35 W Cliff Road in Dodge at Burnsville, Dodge of Burnsville in Burnsville. Tell them the superstar Mike Moore sent you.
All right, now, Jim, you obviously, they're going to be playing in Chicago. You stay back home and do the studio shows?
Yes, sir.
And what do you see happening? I mean, Chicago, doesn't matter how good a bear they are, you play in Soldier Field, it could be a real bear, pardon the pun. Right. But, I mean, it's a tough place to play, isn't it?
I see this as O'Connell trying to get this team to win a different way. I think all the offseason was about retooling the lines, getting tougher. You went out and got a second back. You want to control the clock. I think he wants to ease McCarthy into this. I don't think he wants him to be in 3rd and 8 situations all night, because the Bears' defense is still a good defense. Their offense, we'll see where that goes. But defensively, they're pretty good. So I think he wants to try to make this team, like Tyler, you mentioned, The field could be a disaster. It's night. It could be windy. It could be raining, whatever. The Vikings, when they played outdoors the last few years, are nothing. They're not like Chuck's teams when they were outdoors.
Not at all.
You guys killed everybody. But ever since they moved inside, they go outside and they're embarrassed to us Minnesotans. It's like, you know what? We're supposed to be hardy. We're the ones that are supposed to have the upper hand bad weather. So I think they're going to try to run the ball. I think they're going to try to possess the ball. And I think they're going to count on Flores and his defense to keep the Bears at bay. So I see low scoring.
Now, actually, the odds say that too, and the Vikings are favored by 1.5. But both Chuck and Mike played at Soldier Field. You played at Lambeau.
Right.
Now, Detroit was a different story because I think you played outdoors,
right?
And you were in that debacle, Pontiac Silverdome. But
Yes.
where was the tougher place for you, both of you, to play? Was it Lambeau or was it Soldier Field? Regardless of how good the other, because they were both, neither had a good team then.
Well, the reason I didn't like to play in Chicago is back when we played at Soldier Field, their sideline, they had where you sat, but they had a dugout down in there. And they were, they
remember that.
They try to throw you in there.
You fall in that. You roll over in the hole.
That's what they try to throw you in there. I'm glad they closed that up. But Chicago, and in Green Bay, they were a cut above everybody as far as their field maintenance and stuff like that because it was always pretty much perfect.
Well, you played in both Milwaukee and Green
I played
Bay.
in Milwaukee and Green Bay. But it's just the Chicago, Green Bay, the games themselves are, it's like, it's the bragging rights for the Midwest.
It's tough to play in either place.
And you got to come to play. And the toughest games I've ever played in were Chicago and Green Bay. Because back in my day, I always thought Chicago was a cheap shot team. And they were, no question about it. So you always had to worry about that. But Green Bay, those guys, they play some really good, solid football.
Mike, what about you? Did you prefer, which was the tougher place for you guys?
Well, one year they came out and Ditka said, we're going to grow the grass a little longer. They're keeping the grass longer so that the fast team, the Vikings, are going to be slowing down a little bit. We can keep them reined in that way. But I always thought to myself, if your team is slow and you grow the grass longer to slow one team that's fast down, what's it going to do to your slow team that's already slow? They're going to get slower. Why would it matter? It's all relative. Everyone's going to move slower in tall grass. Jackass. Anyway, but it was tall grass in Soldier Field when Ditka had the team. It was longer grass, but noticeably longer. You couldn't believe it. And then it ended up being turf. It was turf before and then grass later, actually. But then in Green Bay, stellar field, always kept like, it was like a golf course. It was so nice. But they always planned to have cold showers for you. Because you always, no hot water.
What? Seriously?
No hot water.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Packers never gave you hot water?
We 2 or 3 times didn't have hot water, and so you have to think deductively reasoning that they tried to do that. I mean, since when?
But the game's over by the time you shower.
Oh yeah. Well, they just wanted to make sure you got a good cold shower in case they lost.
One final shot at you before you leave town.
One more. Mooning coming in. Yeah. Mooning coming in, and then Randy Moss giving him he went through the motions of a moon. He didn't do it. He got in all kinds of trouble for doing that. When they were the ones, if anyone knew what was really happening, is those guys were really mooning us on the way into the stadium to get dressed.
It might have been the best end zone celebration I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It was a disgusting
taking the
act.
Sharpie out.
By far my favorite.
Yeah. It was a disgusting
With a
act.
Joe Buck, an idiot.
Yeah.
Gritty nothing. That
was good stuff. Well, what we're going to find out is what it's like. Because Tyler was right. That thing has been chewed up, and they're putting a new. It never works well when you put new turf down, and you're playing a week later. Nothing catches.
No.
It'll be sliding. The turf will be sliding off.
Oh, yeah. The long carpets, like long strips of like rolled up turf. Call George Toma in. I mean, he's the only guy that can get it to stick. He's the only guy. He can grow it out on the parking lot.
Is he 90 now? He's got
He must be 90 or 100.
Yeah, he's got to be up there.
Way up there. Call Toma, for God's sake. You can play it in the parking lot with him. He can grow grass out there before the game on Monday night. So anyway.
Jim, you're looking at something there. You had something you wanted to share?
Yeah, we got to talk about Experience Maple Grove because it's going to become the hub for Viking fans this year. We all know it's the restaurant capital of Minnesota. 150 restaurants. Chuck, you've been up there.
Yep.
Mike, your son lives up there.
Yep.
Tyler, you'll be swinging by there.
Always.
I'm thinking that this is the new spot for Viking fans. One, if you're lucky enough to have tickets or afford tickets, well, you can find shuttles from Maple Grove that runs you downtown. That saves you $100 just in parking fees. And they have 10 prime hotel properties in Maple Grove. Again, you'll be saving money. It will be what it is downtown. Same with the restaurants. Great, giant, big screens. You can hang out the Lookout. Lots of great places up there to check out. And shopping, right? The missus may not want to watch the game with you. No problem. You got all those stores right there. So Maple Grove solves all your problems. Kids getting punchy, need to get outside. Well, they got the big parks. They've got walking trails all through the cities. So it's a great way to spend your autumn weekend. That's Maple Grove. Just go to experiencemaplegrove.com and you can find out about all the fun in the northwest suburb.
They do have some great eats up there.
Pittsburgh
question, I
Blue.
mean-
Pittsburgh Blue yesterday
That's
for lunch.
Chuck's.
Oh,
That's
so
Chuck's
good.
plate.
Oh, yeah.
That's Chuck's
So
favorite.
good.
Hey, by the way, as we go out of this segment, Tyler and I were talking before the show, and he's in great shape. I mean, he's lost. How much weight have you lost?
25 pounds since I turned 40, 4 weeks ago.
All right, so he's doing great there. And did you know, by the way, 8 years ago at 32, he got recruited to get college eligibility left, recruited to play basketball at Bethel. And if they let him take night courses, he would have played at the.
Private conversation, Bob.
No, this is a great stuff because I told him there's a movie coming out called The Senior, a guy who, true story, at 52, he played college football. Mike, we got to figure out if we can get you more eligibility. You can still snap.
I can still do that. No trouble. But
I don't know if
I
you
can do it now better than I could then because they don't rush you. I can do
That's
that
right.
all-
That'd be a great thing for you to do. I don't know if we can get you any college eligibility yet.
I don't think so.
And Tyler, that is, if that was private, I'm sorry, but that is, to me, it's impressive. You were 32 and you're getting recruited to play
I
basketball.
went and worked out with the team. I mean, they had me in there for workouts. It was, I thought about it seriously.
I'll tell you what, you would crush it as a power forward now.
Now, yeah, because I was so much heavier. So much bigger.
Nobody's getting near that rim. All right, we're going to take another quick break. JimBob Sports Jamboree, going to be right back. Talk some more football. Welcome back to the JimBob Sports Jamboree with Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, the superstar Mike Morris, Tyler Ganz from the Window Store. Oh, we would all come and watch you play. Still got eligibility. Think about it. All right.
Come on, Tyler.
Now, in a bit, the next segment, we're going to hear from the Pioneer Presses. Kevin Cusick is going to give an entire rundown on he picked in the newspaper all the divisions, who's going to win them. I don't care about the other divisions. I want to know what you guys think. How does this NFC North play out? Is it going to be the Vikings? Is it going to be the Lions? Does Micah Parsons going to the Packers how many wins? Is that worth wins for them to get above whether they were going to be
I think having a guy like that is a major impact defensively, but I think in the entire offense is going to be happy because they're going to get him on the field more often, I think. As far as our division, it might be the best division in football.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
So it's going to be.
You know, the only other one that could be comparative in terms of being competitive, the AFC West, because that Denver team's going to be better.
Right.
The Chargers are going to be better. You got the Chiefs. Raiders will be better, but I don't think
Right, I don't think they're going to be ready.
That might be the best group of 4 coaches that any division has ever had.
Well, we're going to see just how well we put together this roster this year. I mean, because we definitely going to have a dominant run game to compete. That's my opinion.
I think so. I think so.
I agree with that. I totally agree. I think you have that rebuild offensive line, which we've talked about endlessly. It has to work out, and you've got so much chemistry being changed up front this time around because you changed all 3 middle pieces inside. You got Darisaw and O'Neal for the tackles. You got Jackson. You got Fries for the 2 new guards. Blake Brandel backs up Fries at right guard, and then you've got Ryan Kelly at center. So it's gonna be really. Then Juergens behind him. So it's going to matter how they play together, how they come off the ball together, or how they pass set.
And stay healthy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Darisaw is always going to be a question mark as far as.
Well, right now we're not healthy. I mean, we've got Gink might not play, Harrison might not play. I mean, there's a lot of guys, key players that are not ready to go right now. Yeah. We filled out our predictions, a couple months ago. I still think we're going to be in that 1-2 spot on the top, but it's any given Sunday in the NFL. We all know that.
Right.
There's going to be a team this year that stands out that we did not expect. It's just going to happen.
I agree.
So,
because the deck restacks every year.
It does.
The coaching deck stacks. The Bears are going to be a totally different team this year because of Ben Johnson, obviously. The Lions are going to be the Lions. They have a new thing going on in Detroit now. They are a real deal, and they're the team to beat probably going into the season.
Yeah.
The Packers absolutely are right there with us. And the Bears could be something. You never know. Ben Johnson could turn this whole thing. Maybe Caleb Williams lights the place up because of his coaching. Who knows? It's going to matter whether or not they can find an offensive line for him now, too.
I will always be the ultimate optimist, though. The Vikings are going to win. Come on. The Vikings are going to win.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to win. It's
Absolutely.
Fine. It's fine.
I'll take that. I'll take it. I'd love to think that could really happen, but it's going to come down to all that stuff that you thought you had perfect on paper has to work out. And then, with that being said, that quarterback be standing behind all this new protection, getting all the receivers lined up and Thielen back and all this other stuff. He's going to have to light the place up. So it's all on his shoulders. That's a lot to put on a kid. He has not thrown one football in regular season play yet. So we'll see what happens.
Well, and the best thing for him is that Thielen is going to be on the field because Thielen, like Chuck did with Fran, he's going to know where to go and where to get to if this kid needs help.
Agreed.
Love that.
And that's big.
Yeah, it's huge.
I want to know more about this Parsons situation. I mean, this is so.
How did Jerry Jones blow this?
This is so not Green Bay. To give this guy,
Huge,
everybody
though.
complained about Cousins' contract. This explodes Cousins' contract, and he's not a quarterback. You're giving it to a guy that $188 million over 4 years.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old.
Right. But he's got a bad back. He's already got back issues.
Well,
I mean, this is something the Packers never have done. In the history of their organization, well, they have new management now. And so it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out there.
Did Jerry do the right thing? I mean, a lot of people are saying, what did you do that for? I mean, that was a proven guy on our squad that's a secret weapon around here. Not a secret by any means, but he's definitely one of the top impact players. Like Chuck was mentioning, he's an impact on any team he plays for.
Well, but like you said, though, if the back is bad for Micah Parsons, that's why the Rams, you have no idea what's going to happen with them because their quarterback's got a bad back. He goes down, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Right.
So. I think Parsons is real. Jerry Jones has always taken the big risk. We all know that. I mean, he's buying the Cowboys and firing Tom Landry and his whole staff and Tex Stram and all those guys gone in one day, and everyone thought he was nuts. He just fired basically God there in Dallas, and then 4 years later, I mean, he's got a Super Bowl or two coming his way, and a lot of that being involving the Herschel Walker trade. And all those draft choices they ended up with, that turned them around. So they do the right thing by making a reversal of that. I mean, it was Herschel coming here for all the players in Dallas. Now he has sent Parsons back, and I don't know. I didn't hear anything really about what
they got two
first round draft choices.
Firsts,
okay,
yeah.
no.
It's nothing like the Herschel Walker.
Nothing like that. Nothing.
No. But it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in Green Bay and where that team goes. I don't know. Are you more worried about the Packers?
I'm definitely more worried about the Packers now that he's there. I definitely have concerns about his health, but you can say that about any player. Again, anybody can get hurt any time. But it's just so weird, like you're saying, to see the Packers do that. They just don't. They don't spend money on big name players. It's not their style. So I don't know who voted that into play, but it was one of the 70,000 owners.
They don't draft wide receivers either. They did this year with Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a big move on their part. They are making a move. They got a great running game. I mean, Josh Jacobs is not flashy, but he can get it done.
He's on the downside of his career. But
I don't know that that's the case at all. He played
Jordan
well
Love.
last year.
I think Jordan Love was a huge upside, right? Like, you got to get him players.
2 years ago, it looked like he was going to be lights out. He wasn't last year.
You're right.
Maybe with a good receiver or good receivers. His receivers have gone. I mean, Dontavian Wicks a couple of years ago looked like he was going to be a great Pro Bowl type player, and then he kept dropping the ball last year.
Hey, I'm the first one in Minnesota to stand up and say, I hope the Packers finally don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, right? Like, I'm on that boat. But I mean, he's still athletic and good. You put good players around him. But Parsons is, like, it's a game changer. He can change the tone of the whole game just with how good he is.
I think so. I think he's going to bring something special to Green Bay.
Yeah.
It's going to take him another notch because I personally think Green Bay they got up-and-coming quarterback. I think he's really, really good. Like, he might have been off a little bit, but, you got to have guys that catch the ball.
There's no lion team, but at that position,
yeah.
he can change it.
Right. So I think they're going to be – it's going to be interesting to see us play that team. It's going to be
They better get past this team first, though, that Bear team.
the Bear team.
But you know what? It would not shock me by any means if they lose to the Bears, but Vikings fans should not despair. Because still, it's a young kid in Soldier Field. I think he's going to be fine. I know Chuck isn't as optimistic as I am. You know me, I'm the eternal optimist when it comes to the Vikings.
I'm just saying if the run game is good, I think he's got a chance. But, the jury's out on our offensive line, even though we changed it up.
I'll tell you what, no key player or no player better get caught between one of the seams of that turf and blow out a knee or hurt himself, because that you'll never hear the end of it. That'll be the last of the late summer concerts at Soldier
they'll
Field.
still do it. The Bears don't care.
The Bears.
They don't care.
They don't.
If it's their own guys, they won't care. They'll take the money from the Oasis concert every day of the week.
That could be. But okay, so give me the line, Chuck, top to bottom. Detroit, Vikings, who's going to win that division?
I'm going to say if the Vikings are playing, I keep saying the run game, I think their defense can help them win the conference.
All right,
I do.
Division. How about you, Mike?
Division.
I think a lot of it rests on a whole defense coming together the way it has over the past few years to hold everything in place, and then let McCarthy feel his way into this offense and be either the franchise quarterback that O'Connell is saying that he is, but having a defense the way we have, you can count on that probably, and then let the rest of it play itself into place. It's just a big question mark whether the kid can play. That's a big question mark, but we have as much talent on our team as anyone else in the division, and so if everything sort of plays itself out the way I think it will, you'd win the division, and then you'd have a long ways to go to get the conference, though.
Tyler?
Vikings, Green Bay, Detroit, Bears.
Whoa.
Wow, there you go.
Where are you, Jim?
Are you saying because they lost the
where does
coordinators in Detroit?
Where does 9
I'm saying they
wins
haven't made
put
good
you?
changes. They haven't made good changes in Detroit.
You tell me what place 9 wins
That gets you
is.
maybe in the playoffs. It depends on the rest of the league.
That's what we went through at the beginning. I was the bottom guy when everybody did their picks. What were you, like 11 or 12?
I was optimistic.
You were way up there. 13, 14.
So, but who do you have winning the division,
Who
though?
do you got?
I hate to say it. I know. Sorry. I think Green Bay. I think Detroit is going in the wrong direction with both coordinators gone. I think that's going to be a transition for them. They were a team that lived on emotion. They used all their emotion last year to get them where they were that close and didn't get it done. I think it's going to be very hard for them to recapture that same momentum, because that's what that coaching staff lived off of, was fever and get us all jacked up.
The grit.
And,
Yeah.
and now is that,
All right.
can you do that 2 years in a row?
No.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think the Vikings will have a rough start to the season, but they will win double digits. They're going to come on strong at the end, which is not a Viking trait. All right, we're going to take a quick break. The JimBob Sports Jamboree. Be right back.